Hey everyone, Laura with Pampered Chef here. So Doug worked today. We're a little late, but we're having teriyaki beef fried rice. So really easy stuff. So let me show you what I've done. I found these beef steaks in the manager section. So they're the section, you know, that they have to sell by a certain date. I shop there a lot, guys, because the meat is fine and I'm going to use it pretty quickly. So it's not really an issue and you get pretty good deals. So I did start this, I marinated this for 24 hours. So that does make a difference on your cheaper cut of meat, but the ingredients, the recipe that I'll send the link to you guys, says just for 30 minutes. You just assemble your stuff and you just put it in a Ziploc bag for 30 minutes, totally fine. So let me show you some of the key things though. This is what our meat is going to look like, okay? So this is what I've already cooked, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, one of the most important things when you're cooking or slicing meat is you want to cut against the grain. This is so, so important. This being especially a cheaper cut, you can see this grain kind of goes this way. So we want to do this. We're gonna cut against that grain. Now the meat is this color because I marinated it since last night before going to bed. Score 1 for planning ahead. Because let's face it, do we always do that? No, we don't. I work from home, and you guys, I forget. Like, yeah, I should have taken something out of the freezer. So, bonus points for us that we did it. So, but this is cutting really easy. The other thing to do is get your meat at room temperature. So take it out of the fridge and let it come down to temperature. It's going to cook way better. It's not going to seize. So the same thing kind of happens when you're baking. You want to make sure that you don't add like cold milk to cold butter, or to melted butter, excuse me. It will seize and it changes the whole texture of whatever you're baking. So I'm learning all sorts of stuff, guys. Let me wash my hands, and we're gonna turn our skillet back on. Okay, now I'm just going to add a little bit of sesame oil. You guys, you gotta get this. I don't care what brand. The sesame oil, if you're cooking Asian food, oh, so good, okay? So now I am going to add this in, okay? We're gonna let it do its thing for a little bit. Now, I have garlic right in here, but I also am using fresh ginger, okay? Fresh ginger, use it right in the garlic press. Okay, now you can do this in your marinade the night before, or I'm just gonna add it right to what I'm doing. So once this is cooked, okay, and you just want it on a medium heat. It does take a few minutes, especially to get it to this, okay? Now, you may look at this and be like, well, you burnt it. No, I didn't. I caramelized it, and sometimes it's a little bit of this, but this is truly a caramelization because we're using sesame oil, we're using some soy sauce, and some other things that really we want to enhance those flavors, okay? Now, in here in Junction, we have an Oriental store, and Carol is her name, and she said oyster sauce makes a difference in some of the things that you're cooking. So that's what this is, and then I have just the teriyaki sauce. In my marinade last night, I used Pampered Chef's Asian seasoning, so I did have that. And then my rice is already 4 minutes, you guys, in the quick cooker. So this right here, the rice is all cooked, ready to go, and I used vegetable broth. Remember, water doesn't have any flavor, so broth is such a great replacement, so you have some flavor, okay? So I'm not going to make you watch the entire time this meat is cooking. But we're going to add in, once this is done, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to add it to the bowl. And I'm going to cook the broccoli, the carrots, the bell pepper, and the onion with the garlic and the ginger. And then I'm going to add in our teriyaki sauce and add it all back in with the rice and add it to the bowl to serve up. I will post pictures and the recipes. Have a good night.